This app is only for right-wingers, only for people supportive of right-wing politics, and if a leftist tries to join, the app will sue you to make sure that the lefties stay off. And it encourages really good behavior. Apparently, if you're on this app and you go out on a date and the man doesn't pay for the first date, you can report the guy. And then there will be consequences for him because they don't want squishy, vegan, herbivore men to go and and say that they want to go Dutch on their first date. The man's got to pay because this is a right-wing app. That's a beautiful thing. Now, why does this app need to exist? I should point out that actually, I'm saying that right-wingers can now get laid. That's a cause for celebration. Republicans are already having sex at a much higher rate than Democrats. This was shown in a survey by Skin Condoms Millennial Sex Survey. 77% of young Republicans are apparently having sex at least once per week. That is compared to 68% of Democrats. So sad. Too bad for you guys. It's a lot of fun. This is what happens when you're angry all the time and you deny that the sexual difference exists, and you say that Baby It's Cold Outside is rapey, and you say that men can't ever kiss women. This is the logical consequence, guys. Maybe you should think about this before you allow yourself to buy these absurd left-wing lines. But why does there need to be an exclusively right-wing dating app? The reason isn't that right-wingers only want to date right-wingers. That's not the reason at all. The reason is that Democrats won't date right-wingers. This is borne out by a number of surveys. According to one recent survey, this was a survey of 4,000 people. 82% of Democrats said that they would not date a Republican. 82%, vast majority. That's compared to just 43% of Republicans who said that they would not date a Democrat. So about half as many Republicans say they wouldn't date a Democrat as Democrats say they wouldn't date a Republican. And we know this too because on the other dating apps, Tinder, Grindr, that's the gay one. Bumble is the other one. I hear about all of these. I unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, I missed online dating. I was already dating by the time online dating really came around, so I didn't ever have to deal with all of this. But apparently, in online dating apps, the majority of Republicans hide their political affiliation. So if it's asked on OkCupid or whatever what your political views are, they hide it because they know that Democrats won't date them. 57% of Republicans hide their party, 18% of Democrats hide their party. And the reason for this is because Democrats own the culture, the left wing owns the culture. The culture makes it socially unacceptable to be a conservative. So if you are a conservative, you could lose your job, you could lose your reputation, you could lose your girlfriend, you could lose a lot of social standing. So they have to hide it. The other reason is that conservatives have other things to talk about than politics. On their first date, they might talk about anything from the weather to sports to religion to how good the soup is to whatever, another round of drinks or something. But because for the left, politics is religion, and therefore it is culture, and therefore politics dominates so much of the social space, it really matters to them. We know this from another number of surveys over the last few years. The left is much more likely to unfriend right-wingers on social media than right